Hello, I'm Cath and this is Made by Cath Craft. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you're all really well. So today's video is going to be a fabric haul and sewing plans video. So over the last few weeks I've had some lovely new fabrics arriving with me and I thought it was about time I put them all together in a video to share with you and to talk through what I'd like to sew with each of them. So I've got my pile of fabrics here. I'm really looking forward to showing them all to you. Before I get started on sharing them, I'll just mention briefly what I'm wearing today for my handmade wardrobe. And today I've got on this lovely woven top that I made using a pattern by Fibre Mood called the Tanita top pattern. It's a really nice, simple, easy to sew top. It has a boat style neckline, as you can see, that's finished with bias binding. And then it's got these grown on sleeves with an elasticated cuff that come down to around your elbow. And then it's designed to be cropped and elasticated around the waist, which is how I originally made my version. But actually I found with the elastic around the waist, it kept on riding up and I didn't find it that comfortable to wear. So what I ended up doing is altering it and just removing that elastic and finishing it with a simple hem instead around the waistline. And I really prefer it like that. I'll stand up a bit just so you can see how it looks with that finish. So it's still pretty cropped, but I just find it more comfy to wear like this. And I made my Tanita top in this gorgeous fabric, which is a Fabric Godmother special. It's called their Donnie stripe fabric. And it comes in a few different colours and a few different fabric bases. And I made my Tanita top in the cotton lawn fabric base and in the cream colourway. And I just love this print. I think it's so pretty with all the different florals. And I think because the Tanita top is so simple in its sort of cut and its shape, it really shows off the lovely stripe feature of this fabric. So yes, I'm really enjoying wearing this today. I'll pop a picture up so you can see the full outfit. I've just got it on with a pair of ready to wear jeans, but yeah, really enjoying wearing this top. It does make me want to make another one. I think it's a perfect pattern to showcase a really lovely print. So yes, that's what I've got on today, but I'll move on now to sharing all of my lovely new fabrics. And the first fabrics I've got to share both came from Guthrie and Donnie, and they're actually two fabrics that are the same fabric but in different colours, and here they are. So these fabrics are both cotton stretch velvet fabrics, which are 98% cotton and 2% elastane, and they're these really pretty colours. The first one is this lovely soft pink colour, which I think is such a pretty dusky shade of pink. And the second one is in quite a classic tan colour. So they've got a lovely little bit of stretch to them. I'll just unroll slightly and show you that. So you can see there's some lovely give there. And they've got really lovely feel to them, that sort of velvety feel. They do have a nap, so you need to be careful about which way you cut them, which is something I'm going to have to bear in mind when it comes to cutting into them. But I got 1.5 metres for each of these colourways. And I have plans, definite plans for one, and I'm not sure exactly for the other one, but I've got an idea. So for the tan colourway, what I'd like to make is a second version of a pattern I made late last year, which is this one here. It is the Eleonora pull-on jeans pattern by challis. So this pattern is a great pattern to try, I think, if you'd like to have a go of sewing a pair of trousers that has that jeans look, but without all of the features that make jeans quite a fiddly sew. For example, it doesn't include any jeans hardware, there's no fly front zipper. Actually, it's quite a simple construction for these trousers. It has a faux fly front at the front, and it's got an elasticated waist, so you can just pull these jeans on, as it's designed to be made with stretchy fabrics. It has got the yoke and the patch pockets at the back, so you get some nice jeans features without the whole process of sewing jeans, which can be quite lengthy and involved. So yeah, I really enjoyed sewing up my first pair of the Eleonora trousers towards the end of last year, and I'll put up a picture of those ones here so you can see them. I made them in actually another fabric that I got from Guthrie Donnie, a stretch needle cord, which I think has fairly similar properties to these stretch cotton velvets. But although I really enjoyed sewing those trousers up, I have noticed that I didn't totally nail the fit. And in particular, I've noticed there's quite a lot of fabric gathering at the back underneath my bottom, which I didn't notice initially, but when I've been wearing it, I have been aware it doesn't look quite right at the back there. So I'd really like to have another go of making this pattern and hopefully fine-tuning the fit a little bit. I've got in mind a few adjustments I want to make. And yeah, I'd really like to make another better fitting pair that I can really love wearing. And I thought they'd be really cute in this tan fabric. I thought it was a bit of a classic trouser type colour, but something different to all of my blue jeans I already have in my wardrobe. So yeah, that is what I'd like to make. So I ordered 1.5 metres. I had originally ordered more when I bought the needle cord fabric back last year, because although the pattern sort of seems to say you need about 1.5 metres, I wasn't sure with fabrics that had a nap whether you might need a bit extra if you had to cut all the pattern pieces the same way up, and often with trouser patterns they rely on being able to cut them opposite ways up. But I knew with this type of fabric I wouldn't be able to do that. But actually, when I tried all the pattern pieces on the original needle cord fabric, I did find I was still able to cut them all the right way up with the nap in my size without any extra fabric. So that was nice. So I've got 1.5 metres and I'm really looking forward to giving the Eleonora jeans pattern a second go, because I think it's such a comfy, easy to wear pattern. And yeah, I just thought they'd be quite cute in this fabric. The pattern is designed to have a sort of straight leg fit, and I generally tend to wear more skinny jeans, and I think it's quite easy to adapt this pattern to make it more of a skinny leg. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. I might sort of try and sew them up with a straight leg, see how I feel in them, and then I can always slim the leg down to make it more of a skinny leg later if I decide to do that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to sewing this fabric. It does feel lovely. And yeah, it would just be nice to have a go at just really trying to nail the fit on that pattern. So that's my plan for this lovely stretch cotton fabric. And I think this is still available in this colourway at Guthrie, so I'll link it down below. The pink fabric, I don't think is available. I think last time I looked, there might have been a couple of remnant pieces available, but I don't think it's available to buy on the meter anymore. But you never know with Guthrie, they often have fabrics coming back in. So if you like this one, it's worth keeping an eye on the website or signing up to be notified if it comes back into stock. But I just thought it was such a pretty pink colour. And I had initially thought maybe I could make two pairs of Eleonora pull-on jeans, one in each colour. But having thought about it, I think I'd maybe like to try something different with this fabric. And I think if I can get the fit a bit more honed on the tan trousers, and I'm feeling more confident about sewing trousers now, maybe I might decide to use this fabric to sew a pair of actual proper jeans with all the bells and whistles, the fly front zipper and the hardware, because I thought this fabric might be quite cute as a pair of proper jeans, and it might be a new sewing challenge. I have sewn a pair of the Closet Core ginger jeans a few years ago, and I must admit I didn't totally enjoy the whole process at that stage, but I think that was partly because I chose the wrong fabric for the project, and actually the denim I chose didn't have enough stretching. So when I made my jeans, I made them to kind of be fairly skin tight fit, but there wasn't enough stretch for them to feel comfortable. So I ended the project feeling a little bit, just a bit flat about it, as if it wasn't really a success, and it had taken a long time to get to that point. So it put me off sewing jeans at that point. But I think I might like to give it another go, and I think it might be quite fun to have a go with this pink fabric. So maybe I'll get my ginger jeans pattern out again. I'm not totally sure. I think I'll sew up the tan fabric first, see how I get on, and then have a think and make a proper decision on this fabric. But yeah, I'm glad I got it while I still had it in stock, because I just think it's such a cute colour. And yeah, I just thought it'd be nice, like I said, to have some more fun coloured trousers rather than a lot of blue jeans, which is what I tend to wear when I'm wearing trousers. So yes, those are the first two fabrics I wanted to share. So the next fabric that I've got to share is one that I really love, and I'm really looking forward to sewing up so I can enjoy it this summer. And it's actually a fabric from Minerva that I wasn't planning to buy, but I went on the Minerva site to buy a new pattern, which I'll mention later in this video. And the pattern didn't quite come to the threshold for free delivery, so I thought I'd have a little look around on the website and see if there's anything else I could add to my basket to get over that free delivery threshold. And I actually found two fabrics and ended up exceeding the threshold by quite a bit in the end. But yeah, I'm really happy with these two fabrics, so I'm glad I got them. But the first one is a gorgeous viscose challis fabric that's really caught my eye, and it is this one here. So this is a dead stock viscose challis fabric, and it's such good value. It was only £4.99 per metre, which I thought was really great, especially for such a nice quality viscose fabric like this one. It's got a lovely swish to it. I think it'll be really nice to sew with, and I just really love the pattern on it. I think it's almost like an animal print style pattern. And I just thought it was really pretty in the kind of small scale of it. It comes in 2 different colourways. I'll link it down below. There's a sort of silvery colourway as well, which is also really pretty. But I just love this sort of classic brown style one. And I just immediately knew that I'd like to sew it up into a skirt of some sort, a nice floaty skirt for summer. So I got 2 meters, so plenty to be able to sew a skirt. And yeah, that was just, less than £10, which I think is great actually for this fabric. I thought 2 meters would give me lots of flexibility because I recently squeezed a skirt of 1.5 meters and it was a bit of a squeeze. And I didn't want to be limited on what to make with this one. So yeah, that is the fabric. And then the patterns I've got in mind, well, the first one is one of my favourite skirt patterns for summer, which is the mauve skirt pattern by True Bias. I'd like to make a longer skirt in this fabric because I have more shorter skirts. I've made more shorter skirts historically, but I'm really enjoying wearing midi and longer skirts these days. So I thought I could do with adding an extra one to my wardrobe. So the mauve skirt pattern is a lovely, simple pattern. I'd really recommend it. For a simple elasticated waist woven skirt, you can add an optional drawstring, and then there are loads of different length and tier options included. And I've made a couple of versions that are very different to each other. I've made 3 versions now actually. But one version I haven't made is a longer tiered version. So that is something I'd like to try. So that's an option I'm considering for this fabric. I also must admit my probably favourite mauve skirt is the one I made with a curved hem hack that's available on the True Bias website. I made a midley length with a curved hem. I'll pop a picture up of that one so you can see. I love that version and I'm really tempted to make another one with a curved hem because I really enjoy wearing that one. I'm also considering though that this fabric might be nice as a bias cut skirt as well. And I've only made one bias cut skirt to date, and I made the Chloe bias cut skirt by Soften Studio. I'll pop up a line drawing of that one. It's another elasticated waist skirt, and I quite liked for my first bias cut skirt the idea you can make it with an elasticated waist, because a lot of bias cut skirts I've seen with an invisible zip instead. And I thought for my first one, I'd like to try something a bit more simple on the waistband. But yeah, I just think maybe this fabric I could make a bias cut skirt out of and maybe try a version with an invisible zip. I think there's a tessuti skirt around that I know is quite popular. I can't remember the name of that pattern. And I think there might be Vicky So's one. I think that one might be called the Sati skirt. There are definitely a few options around if I wanted to give that a go. So yeah, I'm not totally decided on what pattern to make, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think might be the best style skirt for this fabric, whether to go for a tiered mauve or a curved hem mauve or a bias cut. Yeah, I think I've got enough for any of those options. But yeah, I just love this fabric. I could definitely see myself really enjoying wearing it. So I was glad to have the excuse to get it and feel good about getting that free delivery. So yes, that is the next fabric I wanted to share. So the next fabric that I got from Minerva is a fabric that I've been wanting to pick up some of for a while. So when I was making the order, I thought it was a good chance to add it to my basket and order it too. And it's a really gorgeous quality bamboo jersey fabric in black. So here it is. This is part of the Minerva core range, and it's 95% bamboo, 5% elastane jersey fabric. And as you can see, it's got such a lovely drape to it, and it's super soft and so comfy to wear. And bamboo jersey is definitely my favourite fabric to make a summer t-shirt in. I've got a few in different colours. I get out a lot when the weather's warmer. And I've bought from this range of fabrics, the Minerva Core bamboo jersey range before, and I found it to be really good quality and it's washed and worn really well. So I bought 1.1 metres of this black colourway. And the fabric is $11.99 per metre, which I think is really great value for really nice quality bamboo jersey. So yeah, I was really happy to pick this up. And what I'd like to make with this is an oversized t-shirt for summer, which I actually think would work really well together with the viscose that I'm planning to make into a skirt. I can really see that being a lovely outfit together. I'm not sure what pattern I'm going to use to sew this up. I've already got one black bamboo jersey t-shirt already, which I sewed up using the Stellantis pattern by French Navy. But that pattern has a slightly more, it's not fitted, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's oversized. I'd say it's more of a regular fit to it. And I'd like to make something a little bit more oversized with this fabric, just to have something a little bit different in my wardrobe too. And usually I would go for the Solar Tee pattern by Paper Cut Patterns, which is a pattern I love and I've used quite a few times just for quite a relaxed, oversized, drop shoulder classic t-shirt. But I've recently seen people talking about and wearing the Jessie Tee by True Bias, which is a free pattern that I think you can get hold of if you sign up to the True Bias newsletter. You then can access the Jessie Tee for free. And it looks like a lovely pattern too, again for an oversized drop shoulder style t-shirt. And I would normally go for the Solar Tee, but recently, and you might know if you've been watching recent videos on my channel, recently I tried a new top, the Nico top by True Bias, having made a very similar top, the Freya top by Till in the Buttons, for years and loving it. I thought I'd give the Nico top a go. It's very similar to the Freya top. And actually, I love the fit of the Nico, and in some ways, I felt it edged the Freya top, and I thought I should have tried it earlier. So I thought maybe I shouldn't get stuck in a pattern rut in terms of making the same oversized t-shirt pattern every time. Maybe I should give a different one a go, and especially since the Jessie Tee is free, I thought, well, why not give it a try and see how it compares. So yeah, I'm going to definitely make one of those patterns. I'm not sure which one at the moment, but yeah, it's just something I can see as being a great staple in my wardrobe, going with lots of different skirts and trousers, and keeping me nice and feeling nice and breezy and cool in the summer as well. So yeah, that is my plan for this bamboo jersey fabric. By the way, I'll make sure to link all of the fabrics and patterns I've been talking about through this video down below in case you're interested in any of them. But yeah, that was my extra Minerva item. So I definitely qualified for free delivery with all of that, but I'm really happy with that little haul. And I'll share the pattern that I got next actually. So the pattern I originally went on the Minerva website to get is this one here. It is the Donnie shirt pattern by Friday Pattern Co. It's a bit of an indie classic. I'm sure a lot of you will have made this one, and I'm a bit behind on getting on board the Donnie appreciation train, as it were. But the Donnie shirt is a woven top pattern with this kind of pretty lapel collar. It's got a boxy straight fit, it hasn't got any darts, and it's designed just to pull on over your head. And it's got an interesting way of finishing the front with a facing. Then at the back, it's got a yoke with some gathering underneath, and it's also an optional patch pocket. And it's a pattern I've seen so many people making and loving. So I'm glad to have finally bought it. And actually, if you saw my video last week, you'll know I've already sewn this one up. It pretty much arrived and I got it sewn up straight away. So I'll link my video last week in case you haven't seen that, sharing my first version of the Donnie. And I did a full pattern review, and in that video I'm talking about whether I'd have a go of sewing this pattern again. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, have a watch of that one. But I'm really pleased to have this as part of my pattern collection because it did feel like so many people loved it. Yeah, it was worth giving it a try. So yes, that is my new pattern. And then the final thing that I've got to share in this video is actually a new crochet project. I haven't had a sort of meaty knitting or crochet project for a while, and I really wanted something to keep me busy on the sofa in the evenings. I do find I'm terrible if I haven't got something to keep my hands busy when I'm sitting and having a little watch of TV with my husband or my children or anything. So I had a little look online and I found a crochet project that I thought I could see myself enjoying both making and wearing. And I decided to have a go at this pattern here. It's a pattern by a pattern company that I've used before, and I've really liked their patterns, which is Daisy and Peace. And I've made 2 of their crochet vest patterns. But yeah, this is my third go of their patterns, and this is called sweater number 36. So it's a ribbed sweater pattern with quite a relaxed fit and a dropped shoulder. Then it's got a funnel neck and a really pretty hem detail. I think it's got a higher hem at the front and a lower hem at the back and a little split in the middle, which I thought was a really nice feature. And I thought the whole style of it is something I could really see myself wearing. I do appreciate it's not entirely seasonal. It's definitely quite a cozy looking sweater, but I think it'll take me a bit of time to make it, and it'll be nice to have it all ready for feeling cozy when it comes to the autumn winter. So yes, that is sweater number 36. And I've got the yarn already, so I can start on this one. The yarn they recommend with the pattern is a yarn that has wool in it, and for me, I find wool too itchy to wear. I have made some cardigans with merino yarn, but I think for this type of sweater that comes up right around my neck, even merino yarn, I think will be a bit too itchy. So I decided to get some acrylic yarn, and I'm hoping it'll be fine. It has a similar gauge to what the yarn they have recommended, so I'm hoping it'll come out nicely, and I love the colour of it. So this is the yarn I decided to go for. So it's a Paintbox Yarns Aran yarn. They're simply Aran, and Aran is what the pattern calls for. And I got it in this colour, which is called Rose Red. To me, Rose Red feels like a soft red, and this feels like quite a bright red to me. But anyway, I love the colour, and I think it'll make a really nice, bright, happy sweater. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving it a go. I got this yarn from Lovecraft. I'll link it down below. It seems to have a lot of good reviews for how it knits up. So I have worked with Paintbox Yarns yarn before, and I've really liked it. So hopefully it'll be a lot of fun to give this a go. I still feel like a bit of a crochet newbie, but I'm just really enjoying gradually building up my skills, and making a whole sweater I think will feel like a bit of an achievement once I've finished it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to starting on that project as well. So that is everything that I've got to share in this video. Some lovely new fabrics and a new crochet project, and lots of plans I can't wait to get started on. So I'll make sure to keep you updated as I work on those projects and finish them too. So thank you very much for joining me. I'll make sure to link all of the fabrics and patterns and everything I've mentioned down below. And I look forward to seeing you for another video again very soon. In the meantime, I hope you have a lovely week. So thank you again for watching, and yes, see you again soon. Bye.